I used to know this guy at work, and he was a nice guy, all right? But there was one small issue about him. He was really negative. Whenever you talk to this guy, it would either be like, not all the time, but he would either be talking about like something self-deprecating, or talking about like something he's like scared of in the future, or like anxieties and problems he has. And by all means, there's no like there's no problem talking about your problems to others. There is an issue though when it's one of the only things you talk about. And it's a bigger problem if you don't actually take action on those problems and just constantly spew them out to other people. And like, I'm really dogging on this guy, but to be honest, I was kind of like this at one point. I remember in middle school, this is a little embarrassing, but I used to complain like so much about not having a girlfriend in middle school. Because I saw all my friends having them, and I was like, oh, I wanted one so bad, blah, blah, blah. And it would be one thing I constantly brought up. And I know for a fact, every time I did bring it up, my friends wanted to blow their brains out. So that's what I want to help you guys with today, is how do you avoid this negativity and become a more positive person. Because as you've noticed, talking to negative people is not enjoyable. All right, we're naturally attracted to positive things. We don't like hanging around someone who only brings negativity. No one wanted to hear about me complaining about not having a girlfriend in middle school, and no one wanted to hear that guy at work complain about his problems or self-deprecate himself. And let's get into it. What we see like from these examples I've shown is you need to understand one thing. Positive people are turned away by negative people. Yeah, it's kind of like the same thing when you it's kind of the same thing when like girls get the ick. You do something and they get this like weird feeling inside them that like it's sort of cringy or kind of like turns them off. This exists in like social situations as well, where positive people are kind of like turned off by negative people's behavior and thinking. And just naturally, positive people are going to attract positive people, and negative people are going to attract negative people. And both a positive and negative way of thinking has their own effects that can pile on a lot. If you constantly think positive about yourself and act positively, it works out for you, because that's just the way the world works. More successful people are more positive. If you have a high self-esteem, it'll create a feedback loop where it builds upon itself. And how do I put this into words? Like, trying to think. It builds upon itself and sort of brings you higher, I guess. I can't think of any good way to describe it right now. While a negative way of thinking builds upon itself, but in a sort of a downward spiral, to where these negative thoughts will lead to more negative thoughts. There we go. That's what I kind of wanted to say about like the whole positive thoughts thing. More positive thoughts will create more positive thoughts. More negative thoughts will create more negative thoughts. Okay? So why should you even care about this? As I said earlier, I know a lot of you guys just, you don't like being so negative. But I'm sure some of you guys know that you'll automatically get like these negative thoughts in your brain. And that's what causes this sort of negative downward spiral that I'm going to call. So what are like the benefits? I don't like saying this, because I think it should be pretty understandable that you should be positive. But what would happen if you become a more positive person? You just be happier in general. Duh. You have more appreciation for the things around you. Okay, this is what's called gratitude. And I think this is one of the most, if not the most important thing about being happy. Because if you have gratitude, you can be happy with almost nothing in your life. What gratitude is again the simple appreciation of something around you. So I like to think of it as there's always something positive to think about. Let's say you have a bad home life. Let's say your parents aren't the best people out there. One way of applying this, it's a drone flying by. One way of applying this is let's say you have a bad family life and you wish you weren't in this situation. Another person out there doesn't even have their parents are separated, okay, and that person may think they have it bad, but then there's another person out there who has no parents, and that person with no parents may think they have it bad, but there's another person out there who doesn't have parents and has no one to rely on for support, all alone. And I think even in that situation, it's still possible to find something to be positive about. So sort of like gratitude is, it's being grateful for the things around you. Whether it's the fact that you have parents who love you, a place to sleep in, a blanket to cover you, a roof over your head, food on your plate. It doesn't, what people tend to think that you have to show gratitude for complex and sentimental and deep things. But you could literally apply this to anything. You could say oh, I'm grateful that I have a chair to sit on. I'm grateful that my friend said hi to me today. I'm grateful that I had a social interaction. You could apply this to anything, and I mean anything. You could say I'm grateful I live in this country and I don't live somewhere worse. I'm grateful I live in a country where I live in an area that's peaceful. You're not going through war right now. So that's enough of this sort of little side tangent. What you need to know is that applying this sort of way of thinking and applying gratitude to your daily life will make you a 10 times more positive person than you'd have ever been. So how do you become a more positive person? Number one, what we just talked about. Another way to become positive. As I talked earlier, some of you guys have automatically occurring negative thoughts. I don't know why our brain does this, but it just does. And what you need to understand is the more you let these negative thoughts go by, unnoticed, the more they're gonna build up. How you disrupt this is you interject those negative thoughts with by forcing yourself to think, instead of because you have thoughts that just happen automatically, and then things you think to yourself. When that negative thought happens, you're gonna forcefully think and interject it. So let's say you're out walking in public and you see a really cute girl you want to talk to. Your brain is gonna automatically say, oh, that girl's cute, but I'm too ugly. Or that girl's cute, but I'm a loser, she'll think I'm stupid, or whatever other excuse. I'm not saying you even have to talk to the girl. I'm saying you need to fight that negative thought and think to yourself, I'm not a loser, I'm not ugly, I'm not none of those things. What are you talking about, brain? Another example could be, let's say you're at school ready to take a test. Your brain starts thinking, oh dude, we're screwed, bro. We're not gonna do good on this test at all, or we're gonna get a bad mark. Interject your thought and say, are you kidding me? Oh yes, we are gonna do good on this test. We're gonna do real good. We're gonna get a good mark. How do you know? The teacher hasn't marked my test. You haven't even started yet. And that's what I mean. Any sort of negative automatic thought that comes into your mind, the more reps you put in of this, and the more you interject with positive thoughts, what happens is your brain's gonna start making positive thoughts automatically. It's really cool. And that's what helps you become a more positive person. There's a helicopter flying by now. We got all sorts of stuff going on. And that's the two most important things. A little more smaller thing, okay, this more applies, you know, if you made some progress, hang around positive people. Okay, everyone knows the saying, you're the average of the 5 people you hang around, which is absolutely true. If you hang around negative people, they bring you down to their level and you become negative. If you hang around positive people, they bring you up to their level and you'll be a more positive person. So I think that's pretty much it. You become a more naturally positive person, you'll have this sort of air of charisma around you, and you'll be more like attractive to like anyone that talks to you. You just have this like natural, like, how do I say, happy aura towards you, around you. And that's pretty much all I have to talk to you about today, guys. Yeah, I hope you use this advice in the video and look for more things to be happy about and become a more happier person. And that's it. See you guys.